Dillian the Body Snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
Right, article in the description box as always. So Deontay Wilder has given his reasons as to why him versus Dominic Breazeale on May the 18th is not on pay-per-view. So we'll get straight into his statement and I'll give you some of the reason why I think it's not pay-per-view as well as. So Deontay Wilder's statement first. I didn't feel like this fight was pay-per-view fight. It's not a special fight. It's not a fight that you would miss your rent to go see. I don't feel like this fight is the type of situation. For me, I don't want people paying more than what they have to pay. I'm the people's champion. I'm not trying to make more than what is due to me. I'm not trying to gain an extra dollar. I want to be fair to the people and the people to be fair to me. I'm the realest fighter in the business. I don't know how many times I've got to keep saying it, but I've got to keep proving it. I guess I've got to do it to the end of my career, something which I don't have any problem with. Right now, I don't have a choice, but I'm going to have lots of people who are satisfied. I'm going to have a lot of people who are not, due to the Fury fight falling apart, of course. To the ones who are satisfied, I thank you so much for the support. Let's keep riding. Deontay Wilder's statement. So, yeah, we know that plenty of Deontay Wilder's hardcore fans would love to keep riding him. Now, what he's saying here is fair enough. Okay, it's not a pay-per-view fight, of course it's not. But the reality is, and the truth is, it's because he is not a pay-per-view fighter. He just isn't. Dillian Whyte versus Dominic Breazeale would be pay-per-view. Tyson Fury versus Dominic Breazeale is pay-per-view. Anthony Joshua versus Dominic Breazeale was pay-per-view. Okay? Now, yes, I know there's a bit of a difference between the US and the UK market. I get that. But ultimately, he's not a pay-per-view fighter unless he has a Tyson Fury, a Dillian Whyte, or an Anthony Joshua in the other corner. This is my point. Okay? So, there's that one. Now, for him to say that he's the people's champion, well, it depends on how you look at it, really, isn't it? I mean, people don't want you to be the people's champion. People want you to be a proper heavyweight champion, as in take on the best. Stop making excuses. That's what people want. I mean, he says that I'm not in this to make an extra dollar. I want people to pay a fair price. I don't want people paying over the odds. Right, okay, so that's why you and Shelley Finkel have been petitioning, saying that, or petitioning, I should say, that you versus Anthony Joshua should be on Showtime. Because you don't want it to be on DAZN. Shelley Finkel's own words and your own words are, we want millions of people seeing it as opposed to hundreds of thousands. But in reality, it's a complete opposite. Okay, because if you put that fight on Showtime, people are going to have to pay $75 for that one fight night only. You have it on DAZN, people pay $20. That means more people are likely to buy it because it's only $20, and they get the rest of the month content for free. So how is you fighting Joshua on Showtime for the people? How is that saving them $1? It just isn't. And you say that you're not about money by putting that extra dollars in your pocket. Well, listen. If you wasn't, then you would not have turned down $120 million, saying how you want more than that. You say how you know your worth. Well, clearly you don't. Clearly you don't, because $120 million to fight Dominic Breazeale and then 2 fights for undisputed against Anthony Joshua is what the fans want. But you don't want to give it to them. Why? Because you're frightened to death of losing. And that's the reality of it. So not only is he a pay-per-view, he's not a pay-per-view fighter, but he's also wants you guys to pay $75 for one fight night rather than $20 for an entire month, including that fight. And he's scared to death of actually giving you the fight. So the guy is a walking contradiction, no doubt about it. Listen, I agree with some of the things that he's saying, but ultimately, him saying how it's not all about money, well, fact is, you wouldn't have made any money if you'd have fought Dominic Breazeale on pay-per-view. People wouldn't have bought it. And I'm glad that you didn't, because it would have been truly embarrassing had you put that on pay-per-view, because the low figures would have been awful. That would have exposed you for being a non-pay-per-view fighter. Listen, the boxing world knows that you're not. And the only reason that you could be against a Joshua, Dillian Whyte or Tyson Fury is because of the WBC title. You take that belt away, you're just not. Not at all. You're not even a name in the boxing division because you've got a very, very weak, padded resume. And that's just how it is. So, I mean, for him to say that he doesn't want people to pay their rent to watch it, well, you do. What do you do? You see, you want people to not pay their rent, to pay $75 to watch you against Joshua, to watch you against a Tyson Fury on December the 1st, just gone. In a fight that Tyson Fury just wasn't ready for, yet he managed to bum rush you. So really what he's saying is, while there is a lot of truth to what he's saying, he's skirting around the truth of it. The truth is, he's just not a pay-per-view fighter. He just isn't. He's a con man. That's exactly what he is. He's not the people's champion at all. And even if he was, to some people, which he is to some people, but they're only doing it because they're anti-Joshua. That's the only reason why they're doing it. People say that Joshua is a paper champion. He holds the belts of Tyson Fury because when he defeated Charles Martin didn't defeat a world champion for it. Okay? When he defeated Joseph Parker didn't defeat a world champion to get that belt. Vladimir Klitschko, the WBA belt was vacant. But yet Wilder, who defeated Bermane also didn't beat a champion. It was a vacant belt that Vitaly Klitschko relinquished. And for those of you who want to say, well, Anthony Joshua's holding on to Tyson Fury's belts, well, first of all, that's great because that builds up their fight. But second of all, again, it's not true. Tyson Fury lost those belts through his own doing. Should Joshua just hand the belts back over? Of course not. Joshua is the only one out of those three who truly wants undisputed. Tyson Fury could have been fighting Anthony Joshua right now. He didn't want 40%. Deontay Wilder could have fought Anthony Joshua. He didn't want 40%. He didn't want 15 million. He didn't even want 120 million. So, anyway, I'll put the article in the description box for you guys. Go have a read for yourself. But listen, if you want people to gravitate towards you and call you a people's champion and a true champion, you need to fight Joshua. You need to fight Dillian Whyte even. You need to fight Tyson Fury when he's at his best. In a fight or two's time, I don't see Wilder taking a voluntary defense against Tyson Fury. He took on Tyson Fury because Tyson Fury wasn't ready. And it's true, he wasn't ready. And you could see he wasn't ready, but he was still good enough to beat Wilder. And Wilder got gifted a draw. He's holding that title now. He's a paper champion. He's not a real champion. But ultimately, he needs to be fighting Anthony Joshua. Stop ducking Anthony Joshua. Stop lying to the fans. Stop trying to rip him off. Okay, don't tell us that you felt that that fight wasn't a pay-per-view fight. Well, of course it's not a pay-per-view fight. You don't need to tell us that. We knew that. Had you put it on pay-per-view against Dominic Breazeale, it would have flopped. It would have flopped so much worse than an 80-year-old man impotent guy. Really, it would have done. Anyway, article in the description. Go get a read for yourself. Come to your own thoughts. Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up. And, of course, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.